Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Wisconsin.
From PNC Park in Pittsburgh, PA. It's the finale of this weekend series and the final game of the road trip for the Milwaukee Brewers. Time to turn this thing around. It started well enough, the road trip, but it's been a struggle ever since. Matt Garza trying to help turn things in the Brewers' favor against Garrett Cole of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good afternoon from Pittsburgh. I'm alongside Bill Schroeder. He's Bill. I'm Matt. Matt LePay filling in for Brian Anderson for the next few weeks. BA away on NBA playoff duty. Craig Kashan is our reporter here today. And, well, we talk about it's time to flip it here, Rock. We have Matt Garza on the mound. And job one, I think, is to slow down a hot hitter. We talked about Starling Marte. He was slumping coming in, but he has been red hot so far in this series.
Yeah, this is a very talented Pittsburgh Pirate outfield. You got Polanco in right, you got Marte in left, but, you know, McCutchen in center. He's always going to be getting his hits. You just hope sometimes when you come into town, Marte and Polanco aren't swinging the bats all, which was the case, but that ended quickly. Marte, 2 home runs. He's got 4 hits overall, 7 RBIs. He can run, he can play the field, he can do it just about everything. And Matt Garza, who's already got a win on this road trip, he beat the St. Louis Cardinals on their opening day. Pitched well. He only gave up 1 earned run. He did walk 5. He's had some good success here at PNC Park. He's got 2 wins in his career here without a loss. Hopefully Garza's going to be able to turn things around for the crew. He needs to keep the Pirates off the board early because this offense, they haven't had a tough time getting going.
And hopefully today it will get going and help Garza and this Brewers pitching staff here this afternoon. Another nice day in Pittsburgh. The weather good so far. Let's hope it stays that way as we get you ready for the series finale, the Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates here in Western PA. We're going to start it coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Fans filing into PNC on a right now good-looking Sunday afternoon as the Brewers and Pirates get ready to wrap up this three-game weekend series. And it has been a tough go for the crew here so far. Hoping to turn it around today. There you see the conditions there. Talking about rain, but not until much later this afternoon, maybe even early evening. Let's hope that that will be the case as Ron Renneke still trying to get that offense going. They have jostled the lineup here throughout the weekend. Ryan Braun was in the top spot last night, but they've made a change up again here today as we take a look at the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Gene Segura back in the leadoff spot, followed by Jonathan Lucroy and Ryan Braun. Braun, he did have a couple of hits last night at the top of the order. Adam Lynn, Chris Davis, and Gerardo Parra in the middle. Scooter Gennett back in the lineup tonight. Luis Jimenez getting his first start for the crew. Matt Garza rounding out the batting order against Garrett Cole, the Pirates.
Yeah, young, hard-throwing right-hander. You can see what he's done so far this year. 1-0 and a .327 earned run average. Outstanding his last time out. He really pitched a dandy. He did pick up a win. 4 walks, 14 strikeouts so far this year for the 24-year-old. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. He can get it up there into the upper 90s.
Gene Segura getting ready to lead things off. Time to look at our T-Mobile game changer. And we've talked about Segura's production this season, but really you could go back to about the third week of August last season. Since that time, take a look at Segura's numbers among shortstops in the big leagues. Better than everyone. .328 average. So really he's picking up, you could say, to a large extent where he left off toward the end of last season.
Yeah, able to salvage something after a very subpar season for the most part last year, but as you mentioned, did a nice job in the end.
So we are ready to go, and let's see if the Brewers can get the offense going this afternoon against the hard-throwing Garrett Cole. First pitch swinging, Segura to second, and it is scooped out by Alvarez. Neil Walker with a low throw, but Alvarez able to dig it out. One pitch, one out, and we are underway in Pittsburgh.
That's the thing the Pirates have been doing. Playing some pretty good defense this year. And Neil Walker going up the middle. Tough play to start the day here on a Sunday. And just does get Segura at first base.
Walker back in the lineup this afternoon, as he was last night. Did not start in Friday's series opener. Here's Jonathan Lucroy back behind the plate tonight, or this afternoon I should say. Last night he was at first. Martin Maldonado got the starting call. Luke, one of many Brewers, just trying to get things on track at the plate. In on the fist and fouls it off.
Yeah, Ron Renneke shaking his lineup up, giving a couple of guys a day off. Adam Lynn did not start yesterday. Guys in different spots in the batting order. That's the only thing a manager can do. Try and shake it up a little bit. Didn't work last night.
Well, it started okay. Brewers put a run on the board at the top of the first, but then Pittsburgh had a 3-run answer in the bottom of the first inning and then broke it open in the fifth on a Starling Marte 3-run homer. So you look at Ryan Braun on deck. He's of the mindset wherever. He was excited about leading off last night. Wherever you need me. Let's just try to shake it up any way we can. There's a bouncing ball. Josh Harrison. He bobbles. Cannot make a play. Lucroy is on.
Yeah, rare error for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Only their third of the season. They've been a very tight defensive group so far this year. And let's talk about that defense. Brought to you by Menards today. Yeah, one change. You got Chris Stewart getting a start behind home plate today. His first start of the series. It's been Cervelli behind home plate for the first two. And he will be hanging the signs for Garrett Cole today.
A look at Stewart. Yeah, as Rock mentioned, that's just error number 3. Only the Braves have been better in terms of being tight defensively. Atlanta has committed just 1 to this point in the season. Ryan Braun, 2 for 3 last night. Got hit by a pitch. He was in the 9th inning. against Archimedes Caminero. McCutchen was hit a little earlier in the game, and Braun took one in the leg.
Yeah, Braun, Jordy Mercer was dusted off the plate. Cervelli's been hit a couple of times in this series, both in Milwaukee and here in Pittsburgh. So,
well, to Bronny's credit, he took the hit and just went right down to first and went about his business. These two teams, we mentioned last night, there's not a whole lot of love. Last year, in fact, almost a year ago to the day, these two teams went at it. It was last night. It just clipped him, but obviously up and in.
Yeah, got the jersey, and this is what happened in the ninth inning. Gets him in the knee. Little retaliation by the Pirates.
On a swing and a miss, 1-2. Garrett Cole, his last outing was a winning one against the Tigers. 6 innings of 3-hit 1-run ball. He struck out 8. In each of his first 2 starts, he has worked beyond 90 pitches. 92 in his first outing against the Reds, 94 against the Tigers as Braun strikes out swinging for out number 2.
And he can do that to you too. He can elevate that fastball. He gets it up into the mid to upper 90s. He'll throw a 2-seamer as low as 93 miles an hour, but he can rear back and do this to you up in the strike zone. That's a pitch the Brewers are going to have to lay off of today.
Two men out of the first. Jonathan Lucroy, the runner, at first, is now Adam Lind. Back in the starting lineup tonight. I keep saying tonight, today, this afternoon. Little cloud cover right now. We've had gorgeous weather throughout the weekend.
Yeah, it's been great.
A little breeze coming in. Keep some fly balls down, perhaps. There's a ground ball past a diving Walker, a base hit as Lucroy will turn second, and the Brewers have runners at the corners with 2 outs in the first.
And that continues to swing the bat well, does Adam Lind, and with McCutchen playing very deep in center, Lucroy able to get into third base easily. So the Brewers have something cooking in the first with 2 outs. Fastball out over the plate, and Adam Lind, who had yesterday off to a good start here today. That's a pretty swing. Good balance and the follow through and into center field.
So a threat for the Crew in the first. Talked about the tough numbers with runners in scoring position, and thought some of these guys just need to get more of them, more opportunities. They have been few and far between. A team that is lacking in extra base hits. They do a lot right when you're not hitting long balls or even a number of doubles for that matter.
Nearly 1 for 5 yesterday off of Jeff Locke. Locke had pitched a dandy last night. Good fastball in the inside corner. Changeup was good.
For Kyle Loesch, just enough mistakes, just a couple, maybe 3, and it came back to haunt. And that's how it works. Pirates came into this series having been shut out in consecutive games against the Tigers, and really just not playing well offensively in this early portion of the season. But in these first 2 games of the series, they put 6 runs on the board. Friday night on 11 hits, and last night they made the most of 7 hits.
Yeah. Well, Starling Marte made did most of the damage for the Pirates. 5 of the 6 runs driven in by Marte.
He's hit a couple of home runs in this series. Talking about Marte is Chris Davis at the plate. Garrett Cole from Southern California, but grew up a Yankees fan. His father was from New York. Ironically, was drafted by the Yankees, but elected to go to college. Played at UCLA, part of the College World Series team there. A good young pitcher in this Pirates rotation.
21-12 in his first 2 seasons in the big leagues. ERA just a shy of 3.5. He's started out well.
Won 11 games a year ago. 3-1 the count to Davis. scoots him back, and the bases are loaded in the first. Gerardo Parra, an opportunity here. He has a couple of RBIs in these first 2 weeks of the season. And a golden chance to add to it right now.
Yeah, this is where the Brewers need to find somebody to step up, and maybe Parra hit one in the gap here somewhere. Take the pressure off Garza in the first inning.
Logan Schaefer had the start in center last night. Parra came in late. And that's a fastball in there for strike one. Cole will consistently get you in the mid-90s with the fastball. Good hard thrower.
And he dropped that one on you too.
Yes,
that big sweeping breaking pitch.
Tough combination when he's on, and it's 2 strikes and nothing to Gerardo Parra. Brewers have him loaded. Trying to grab an early lead. It in the air, left field. Marte going back, and at the edge of the track, it's allowed outs. The Brewers with a threat, but they come up empty here in the first. Bottom of the first we go in Pittsburgh. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. Brewers left and loaded, top of the first. Now the Pirates will get their first crack here today. Clint Hurdle. Year number 5 and trying to make it 3 straight years of leading his team into postseason play. Come into today's contest 5 and 6. Here's the Pirates batting order presented by Potawatomi. You have Josh Harrison, Gregory Polanco, and Andrew McCutchen at the top. Neil Walker, the red-hot Starling Marte, and Pedro Alvarez in the middle. Jordy Mercer bats 7th, Chris Stewart 8th. Garrett Cole rounding out the batting order against Matt Garza.
Hey, Garza making his 9th start against the Pirates. He's 2-2, and 2 of the wins here at PNC Park. Got a win in St. Louis his last time out. The only win for the Brewers on this trip so far.
Josh Harrison leads off with a line single to center.
Well, let's check out the Brewers defense. Brought to you by Menards today. Luis Jimenez gets the start at third base. Aramis Ramirez gets the day off. So a lot of Jimenez in spring training. Can play some first, can play some third, throw him in the outfield if need be. Signed as a catcher in the minor leagues. So a very versatile young man over at third today.
Getting his chance. first chance in the starting lineup. Here's Matt Garza getting ready to face Gregory Polanco. Polanco 1 for 3 last night. He was busy running on Friday night. Pirates in the series opener stole 3 bases. They were caught once. See, Polanco is having a good series for himself. 3 of those 4 hits in the series coming on Friday. Garza keeping an eye on Harrison. And Matt did pitch well. He walked 5 in the game against St. Louis on Monday, and there was some choppy defense at times behind him, but he was able to get the job done. And it's a day where the Brewers were able to beat Adam Wainwright. There's a little chopper and charging Jimenez up, throwing, and it gets away from Lynn down the line, and going to third is Harrison.
Yeah, it would have been a nice play by Jimenez, but it looked like the throw is pretty good, but it hits the runner as he goes by. I just wonder if he's in that running box. If he's outside of that box and the throw hits him, he's out. Let's check out a replay. Is he in the running lane that starts halfway down the line? Not going to be able to see it here. Garza gives way to Jimenez. Hits him. That'll be an error.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell there. It looked like he may have been just inside, or just inside the box.
Got to have both feet in there, and if the ball hits you, if you have a foot out of there, you're out. But apparently he stayed in.
Stays in the lane, and the Pirates have him at the corners for Andrew McCutchen. That is ripped foul.
It's going to be a hit and an error. Error allowing Harrison to get to third base.
Well, we talked about a little bit of history here between these teams in general. We go back to last September, and you can just tell by how Matt's reacting here that was not what he had in mind. It wasn't like you're going after someone.
And he got thrown out.
Yeah, he did. The Brewers went on to win. That gets by LaCroix. Harrison is in. And the Pirates grab the early lead. A wild pitch.
Yep, single infield hit, error, wild pitch, and the Brewers are going to have to play from behind once again. A breaking pitch that bounces in front of home plate, and LaCroix not able to keep it in front. Pirates up 1-0.
Still nobody out here in the first. Polanco, the runner, at second.
Hey, you mentioned that there's no love lost between these two teams. You're right. Remember Garrett Cole last year, early in the season? Kind of a little bit of a dust up with Gomez after Gomez hit a triple. Benches emptied and Donnybrook ensued.
Yeah, it was a pretty good rumble.
There's been some history between these two teams.
Yeah, there were suspensions both sides coming off that. Turned into a wild game. Ryan Braun in the 9th homered off of then closer Jason Grilli. Brawny homered in consecutive games. The night before he homered to win it. And that series finale last year, right about at this time, tied it, and the Brewers went on to win it in 14. A Chris Davis homer in the 14th. All the Brewer runs that day were via the home run. Mark Reynolds.
Need to get back to that, right?
Absolutely.
That's how they score their runs. I mean, that's how the team is built for power. Haven't seen it.
Still stuck on the 3, the total of 3 here this year. Matt Garza trying to fight his way through a tough beginning. There's a 2-2 count on McCutchen, and there's a line drive and a base hit. Polanco had to hold up. It was in front of him, but he's going to round third anyway, and he's heading home, and he's in easily. 2-0 Pittsburgh. RBI single for Andrew McCutchen.
Getting some good swings in this series of the Pirates. Andrew McCutchen centers on one. A 2-1 pitch, and he hits a bullet into left field. And even with Polanco having to hold up, Davis playing deep, he scores easily. So much of the same for the Brewers here on this Sunday.
Well, last night the Pirates scored 3 times in the first inning. And 2 so far. There's still nobody out. The cleanup hitter, Neil Walker. Walker's put up some pretty good career numbers against the Brewers. Been fairly quiet in this series, and he's been fairly quiet in his career against Garza. To the tune of 3 for 19. After today, the Brewers return home. 7-game homestand starting tomorrow night against Cincinnati. First of 4 against the Reds, and then the Cardinals coming to Miller Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ron Renicky still trying to find the answers here. And a tough start, unfortunately, for his group this afternoon.
It doesn't really come down to Ron Renicky at this point. The guy's got to get it done. I mean, there's not much the manager can do. You got to start swinging the bat, scoring some runs. Got to get some outs out on the mound, and that's basically what it comes down to.
Which is what every player, it seems, is saying. I mean, to a man. So it is on us. Find a way to just play better, period. The offense, they've pitched pretty well in stretches, but mistakes get magnified, and then there are big innings that happen. Defense has been up and down. Last April, they were finding ways to win, and right now it's just the opposite.
Yeah, they had a rabbit's foot in their pocket last year in the month of April. It's just the opposite this April. Of course, the bats have been very quiet to start the season.
Well, the interesting part last year, too, they had to deal with things. They had injuries. They had Braun out. Ramirez missed some time. Segura missed some time. They had some lineups that weren't what you would think the Brewers would be putting out there in the first month of the season, but they were able to have that terrific start. Walker draws the base on balls, and the Brewers still looking to record the first out.
Yeah, we were talking about, Kyle Lose's start last night. Ron Renicky needing a long one. He went 6. Thornburg finished with 2 innings. I think pretty much the same today. I think Ron Renicky looking for a good long start from Garza, and this is not the way to do it.
We'll visit with his catcher, Jonathan Lucroy. The Pirates have 2 on, still nobody out. 2 runs across here in inning number 1. And the hottest hitter in the lineup for the Pirates stepping in, and Starling Marte had a career high 5 RBIs last night, has homered in each of the last 2 games. Matter of fact, he has 3 homers this season, all against Milwaukee. And he came into this series a strikeout almost waiting to happen.
Yeah, about half the time, right? Half his at-bats before this series were strikeouts.
So you just hope how he has turned it around. You can get some Brewers who can do the same thing.
That's a good pitch. Fastball in off the plate. Marte will chase. The Brewers have been giving him some pretty good pitches to hit in this series.
Marte has hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games against the Brewers, getting nearly 400 in that stretch, and he's gone deep 4 times. 1-2 the count. There's a little piece of Marte's weekend. That was off of Jonathan Broxton, and that was a blast. Measured 451 feet. Last night, not as far, but far enough. That broke the game open last evening.
Yeah, it hurt just as much.
Here comes the 1-2. Marte stays alive. You mentioned Garza has had success in this park. This is his 7th career start at PNC. His first 6, 3 decisions, 2 were winning ones. And yes, he went. That is strike 3, and that is out number 1.
Good job by Garza just staying hard in on his hands, and Marte not able to check his swing. He hit a cutter from Kyle Loesch yesterday that stayed in the middle part of the plate. He knocked it out of the ballpark. Wasn't going to make that mistake again, so he stayed hard on his hands and not able to hold up.
First out of the inning. And now Garza will square off with Pedro Alvarez. And Alvarez has fared well against Garza. 8 for 18 against him in his career.
Very streaky offense, this Pirate offense, as we mentioned. You got Marte, you got Polanco in the outfield. They're very streaky. This guy's the same. You just hope that he's not swinging the bat all that well when you come to town.
Yeah, if he is, it's a lot of trouble. It's a guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark with regularity. And seems to be transitioning to first pretty well. We've seen him make some pretty good defensive plays just this weekend alone. Had been the team's 3rd baseman, but the well-documented defensive issues there, and they move him across the way and serving this team well.
They say he's a much better first baseman than 3rd.
Here's a 2-0.
And 22 pitches already for Garza. He's only got 1 out.
Josh Harrison singled. Polanco an infield hit plus an error. McCutchen an RBI single. Neil Walker walked, and then Marte struck out. That's where we are. 2 on and 1 out. Three balls, 1 strike. It in the air to left. Back goes Davis. He'll have room. 2 men out as the runners hold.
Not today. Not opposite field. That wind blowing straight in from right field. As if it's not tough enough to hit him out of this ballpark. It's going to be even more difficult with that wind blowing the way it is. Of course, the pitchers like it that way.
So the first day that it's really been an issue, the wind. It's been a calm weekend. Quite the fireworks show out here last night, which they do on Saturday night home games. The perfect night for it. Here's Jordy Mercer. Mercer hitless last night. Comes in hitting .212 with a couple of RBIs. Count evens 1-1. Series and road trip wrap up here for the Brewers. First road trip much different than the first trip a year ago when the Brewers went to Philadelphia and Boston and came home a winner in all of them. Here's a soft liner, and it's handled by Jeanette. Well, it could have been worse. The first 4 Pirates reached, and then Garza settles down. We are through 1, 2-0 Pittsburgh. 2-0 Pittsburgh as we move on to the top of the second here at PNC Park. Let's take a look at our DraftKings player to watch. Scooter Gennett will be leading off this inning. He's had some success against Garrett Cole, looking to extend that here today. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code CREW.
Yeah, Scooter, good success. Gene Segura has hit Garrett Cole pretty well.
See if he can add a couple more to that 6 for 12 he has against the big Pirates right-hander. 6'4", 230. Cole had quite the beginning to his big league career. First 2 starts he went up against and beat Tim Lincecum and Zach Greinke. It's a good way to start.
Rest is downhill, right?
I guess, yeah. You hate to peak early, but that's pretty hard to top.
He's been pretty good his first 2 seasons. He'll be coming into the season 21-12 with a .345 earned run average, averaging almost a strikeout per inning pitched.
Gennett with a base hit. So there you have it. He's hit well against him, and he hits well here to begin inning number 2.
Yeah, waiting back nicely on a breaking pitch. Seems like Cole throwing more of a slurvy curveball than a slider here today. There's that pitch going down, and Scooter likes the ball down. We saw him get a base hit like that in St. Louis. That one not so much in, but down in the strike zone.
So for the first time in the starting lineup as a Brewer, Luis Jimenez. Into his first opening day roster as a big leaguer, most of last year in AAA. Brewers got him off waivers. The Angels, he appeared last year in 18 games with the Angels.
Another very versatile player on Ron Renicke's bench.
He gets the call today as Ramos Ramirez will have the day off.
Yeah, Rami needs a day off. He's had a tough time at the plate. Bat looking a little bit slow, so Renegade giving him today off and probably be back in the lineup tomorrow.
Talked about it. They're a plan that they have about days off for Ramirez, and this is his final big league season. But you're right, he has been, like several others, really been struggling.
Yeah, he's not the only one, right?
No. Scooter Gennett starts this second inning with a base hit, and let's see what Luis Jimenez can do. Count of 1-2. Brewers with just a couple of stolen bases here through the first 11 games. Gene Segura has them both. Cole keeping an eye on Gennett. That's hit in the air to left field, and that'll drop a base hit. Gennett turns second, on his way to third. Marte has a good arm, and the throw safe at third is Gennett.
That's some good aggressive base running by Scooter. I'm not sure if Harrison holds on to that ball if Gennett's not going to be out. Now, this Pirate outfield plays very deep, and those throws become very long in this ballpark. Would have been close had Harrison held on to it, though. Going down to get the breaking ball, hooks it into left. See how far Polanco is back. And it would have been close at third base.
Yeah, I agree. But whatever they called it might have been worth a replay check. Brewers aggressive, and now they have runners at second and third for Matt Garza.
They call that a double?
They called a single? Okay, yep. Runners advancing on the throw, or Gennett advancing on the throw. Second and third, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Brewers pitcher.
Yeah, no sense in Garza dropping down a bunt, right? What for?
No.
Swing away?
Let her rip.
Dump one into the outfield. Infield's in, particularly, especially on the right side. We're in at third, second, and first. Jordy Mercer, the shortstop, back.
Here comes the 1-2. And he got him swinging. They'll have to complete it, and they do. Out number one. As we go back to the top of the order. Second strikeout for Garrett Cole. Now the lineup flips for Gene Segura. And that ever hot topic of offense with runners in scoring position. That was a tough ask of Matt Garza. But last night, as we mentioned, 1 for 5. Friday night, 1 for 7. You keep going, but we're not.
Yeah, no sense in doing that. Let's look forward.
That's right.
Look forward.
That's exactly right. The Segura is going to get a two-run single here. Just feel it. It's time.
Yeah.
And he's been swinging a good bat.
Yeah, he's looked good at the plate so far this year.
And his numbers with runners in scoring position are good. 3 for 8. There's a ground ball to Mercer. They'll give up the run to get the out. And Segura retired. Jeanette is in, and it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Moving to third is Jimenez.
Well, bottom of the order, getting it done, setting the table. Jeanette, Jimenez, and with the infield back, Segura able to punch it back up the middle and drive in a run. Well, runners in scoring position, it's an out, but it's an RBI.
Yeah, any way you can push run across right now. And then hope you can start getting him in bunches. There's Jonathan Lucroy with a runner at third.
Yeah, this is the guy the Brewers need to get going in a bad way. I mean, he's been the heart and soul of this offense, particularly last year, and off to a very slow start.
Lucroy reached on an error in the first. Charged to Josh Harrison. Behind that fastball and down 2 strikes and nothing.
Too good of a hitter to allow this to go on much longer. You figure he's going to break out of it at some point. How about right now?
Already with a 2-strike pitch. Yeah, a guy like him, just a ball player, just working. Mentioned he's just upset, mad.
Yeah, it's unusual for Lucroy and a guy like Luke to go into a stretch like this because he usually makes contact. Puts the ball in play. Ordinarily going to get some hits doing that. That was close.
Yeah, in an era of baseball where strikeouts are looked at like, oh, okay, so be it. He hates it.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one missed. Just off the outside corner. Good eye, Luke.
Bouncing ball in the hole at third. Long throw, Josh Harrison, and safe as Lucroy. A run is in, and this game is tied.
That could be the second error on Harrison, although they could give him a base hit. So the guys at the bottom of the order, Jeanette, Jimenez, they get on base and they're able to score to tie the game. Rough day defensively so far for Harrison at third base. I'd imagine that's going to be an error. He backs up on it. That's his first mistake. And then not able to get it in the air over to Alvarez. That could be a hit because he backed up on it. That's a long throw over there. A good throw gets him by 2 steps.
They have ruled it, at least for the moment, as a hit. Most importantly, this game is tied. It was Ryan Braun who struck out in the first.
Well, Lucroy's happy they ruled it a hit. Harrison happy. The only guy upset is Garrett Cole. Makes it an earned run.
Yes, it does. You're right, a tough play, but made it a little more difficult as he backed up when I grounded down the line.
I think he backed up because he realized Lucroy running down the line. The problem is he didn't set his feet and not able to get much on the throw.
So the Brewers with a couple of runs here in the second. 0-2 to Braun. It's still not explosive, but the Brewers are finding a way here to push across a couple of runs. Braun looking for his first career hit against Garrett Cole. 0 for 6. I'll tell you, those numbers, not exactly big sample sizes, but
right.
He has beat up on some Pirates pitching in his career. Looking to maybe get a better read on Garrett Cole today.
Not many guys have big numbers against Cole. Brewers have a couple. Guy can pitch.
There's a ground ball to Mercer. He'll flip to Walker at second, and that will end the second inning for the Brewers. But giving up 2 in the bottom of the first, the Brewers answer with 2 in the top of the second here in Pittsburgh.
Game as we go to the bottom of the second inning here in Pittsburgh. Martin Maldonado was near me here in the dugout, and I asked him, what do you need to do to get Garza going? He goes, we need base hits. Well, they got some base hits. They got the game tied up. But what this team needs to do is get the extra base hit. That's really what it's lacked here in the first 11 games of the season. Ron Renicky referencing that this morning. He said, we're not a singles team. We're a extra base hit team. Doubles, home runs, and it is amazing this team's only hit 3 home runs so far on the young season. But they got just enough to get the game tied up. Let's see if they can get the power game going before the end of the day.
Yeah, haven't hit a home run on this road trip. That's unusual.
Yeah, you're right. Series in St. Louis, and here's so far in Pittsburgh. Chris Stewart, his first playing time with the big club this year. Out with a hamstring strain, was on the DL. Reinstated on Friday. A handful of rehab games in the minors. There's a ground ball to Jimenez at third, and that is out number 1.
Hey, the Brewers come home tomorrow to begin a 4-game set with the Reds. The action gets underway tomorrow night at 6:20. So a game time, starting time change, 6:20 tomorrow before continuing Tuesday and Wednesday at 7. And wrapping up Thursday afternoon at 12:30. Visit Brewers.com for tickets. 6:20 start, so don't be late tomorrow.
That's right. Be ready. Get going early. And we'll be on the Fox Sports alternate channel tomorrow, by the way. FoxSportsWisconsin.com, your place to get all the channel listings for the Brewers. There's Bucks in the playoff mode right now. Checking the score, they were hanging in there with the Bulls last night, but the Bulls able to take game 1.
Yeah.
Tell you what, however that series ends, it's been it is, I'm not going to use past tense, it has been and continues to be a very good year for the Bucks.
Yeah, what a turnaround, right?
Absolutely.
How many games they win last year?
15.
Yeah.
I don't think many had him in the playoffs.
No.
Jabari Parker gets hurt early in the year. And
right.
You're thinking, man, here's a rookie you can build your whole franchise around, at least to an extent, and they lose him. And
I went to a bunch of games this year. They were fun to watch.
yeah, playoff basketball, that's good. That is good stuff. It's good to see the Bucks back in there. Back in the mix in postseason play.
Matter of fact, I'm planning on going to that playoff game on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
Day game at Miller Park. Head down to the game and root on the Bucks. I can't get enough sports.
That's all right, man. You know, it's good to go as a fan, right? Just go, just relax.
Have a couple of beers, yeah.
Enjoy it. You get some real electricity in those buildings all across the league when you get into postseason play. And I think in this case, it'll be more of the same. Bucks fans got to take over that building. Keep those Bulls fans out of there.
Right.
Full count to Garrett Cole. Garza has walked one. He gave one up to Neil Walker in the first inning. And he has just walked the pitcher. Here's that playoff schedule. 6 o'clock with Bucks Live, Fox Sports Wisconsin, and the Thursday at the BMO Harris Bradley Center. Same deal for next Saturday afternoon. There's a look at it. By the way, if you're just tuning in this weekend and you're wondering who this voice is, it isn't Brian Anderson. BA doing a lot of NBA playoff work, so be back in a few weeks. Get your A team back. Just holding it down here for 20 or so games. You get a complex here. This team's starting to win here.
They did a lot of winning when you filled in last April. It's not you.
Yeah, we really have nothing to do with it.
As much as we think that we want to take credit, but we can't.
No, we are 0-0. Josh Harrison started that 2-run first for the Pirates with a single to center. A little tough day in the field here in the early going. Has been charged with one error and could have, but was not charged with another. Garza ready with the 0-2. Two in the first for the Pirates, two in the top of the second for the Crew. Nancy Garza has pitched well here at PNC Park. The game last September where he was ejected, it was a game the Brewers won. Garza only worked 4 2/3 in that ball game, but back in early June, 6 innings, 6-hit ball, gave up 3 runs, but picked up his 4th win of the year. There's a line drive, and it's a base hit. Cutting it off at the corner is Davis. On his way to third is Cole. Harrison to second with a double. Harrison 2 for 2 this afternoon, and another threat for the Pirates.
Yeah, got a pitch down and in. I think it was a 2-seamer, and just dropped the head of the bat on it and hit it hard down the line. There it is, 2-seamer down. Harrison just pulls the hands in and gets the barrel of the bat on it. Nice easy swing with 2 strikes. And the Pirates set up again nicely here in the second inning.
The table set for Gregory Polanco.
Nothing good ever happens when you walk a batter, but particularly when you walk the pitcher.
Asking for trouble,
yeah,
without a doubt.
Get the pitcher on, then you have to deal with the top of the order.
Polanco, an infield hit. Harrison moved over to third on an error. Was charged to Jimenez back in the first. And sharply hit, knocked down by Segura, and a throw to first, not in time. Bases are loaded. And another error, and this one charged to Segura. Unfortunately for him, that's his 5th one of the year.
Yeah, he's had a rough road trip. He made some throwing errors in St. Louis. With the infield in, this ball hit like a rocket right at him. He knocks it down, but then couldn't find it right away. And with Polanco's speed, he beats it at first base.
So another jam for Matt Garza. Pirates in the first inning, the first 4 hitters reached. Here in the second, after retiring Chris Stewart, the next 3 have reached. Andrew McCutchen at the plate. McCutchen still trying to get that average back up, 229 at the moment. Nothing in 2 to the center fielder.
Yeah, good slider on the corner. McCutchen's a tough guy to pitch to. There's not one way to pitch him, in or out or with particular pitches. He's got to make good pitches whatever you throw.
A long look in, ready with a 2-strike pitch. Of the 4 hits that McCutchen has in his career against Garza, 1 was a big fly. Strikeout would be sweet right here. It's a huge opportunity for one of the best players in the game. She's popped up. Lucroy have a play? Yes, he will. 2-man out. Well, that works too.
Yeah, that was a good pitch, a slider from Garza, and the wind wanted to blow that baseball into the seats. It started straight up, and then Lucroy just kept going further toward the stands, and finally able to haul it in. Got away with a hanger. McCutchen pops it up. You see where Lucroy starts, and look where he ends up.
Tough play, huh?
Yeah, wind blowing.
There's some kick to it, blowing in. Get a look at those flags. Neil Walker walked in the first. For being this early in the game, this is a significant point here. Garza gave up a couple of runs in the first, could have been worse. There in the second, the Pirates had him loaded with 1 out, got McCutchen to pop up. Well, let's see what Garza can do against Walker. Tracking the Central today, the Reds and the Cardinals. They'll play tonight in St. Louis. Mike Leake and Adam Wainwright, the matchup. John Lester on the mound for the Cubs. Cubbies at Wrigley Field against the Padres. Walker pops this out of play. Walker has some daunting numbers with the bases loaded in his career. 385, including a couple of grand slams. There's no need to add to that right now.
No need to throw a strike here either. You know, Lucroy's going to block it. Breaking ball down in the dirt. See if he chases it. There it is.
There it is. That's big. Bases loaded with 1 out. Garza gets a pop-up from McCutchen, and he punches out Neil Walker. And we are through 2 at PNC Park. Garza out of the jam. And we move to the third. The Brewers and Pirates are tied at 2. Time now for our carsoup.com trivia question. Which Pirates coach led the Madison Muskies to the Midwest League title game back in 1982? The old Madison Muskies. What Pirates coach led the Muskies to the Midwest League title game in 1982? Some good friends of mine were part of that organization.
Do you know the answer?
I do, as a matter of fact. I do. I know you do.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
I feel reasonably confident that I know the answer.
Don't backpedal now.
They have the Mallards over there now in Madison. Summer team, college. The Muskies, some pretty good players roll through there. Adam Lind will lead off here at the top of the third for the Brewers.
Yeah, that Northwoods League is a dandy for the college kids, that Wood Bat League.
Yeah, it is.
There's some really good talent that goes through the Midwest in that Northwoods League. Wausau has a team. My son played there for a little bit.
It's fun to go to those games.
Yeah.
They keep you entertained and watch some young talent that, who knows, might be seeing a few of those guys in the big leagues down the road. Lynn singled to center back of the first. Average up to 324.
Yeah, buddy, Robin Yount. We were talking about Robin Yount on the pregame show. He's got a team over there, the Lakeshore Chinooks. It's a good time going up there and watching them play.
Go to those ball games. There's so much. There's activity, all ages.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep the young kids engaged. We want some pretty good talent along the way. 1-2 to Lind. Brewers with a couple of runs in the second. Matt Garza doing a great job of getting out of trouble. The Pirates had him loaded with 1 out, but got a pop up from McCutchen and struck out Neil Walker. So carry out a play, 2-2.
Interesting sunwear for Adam Lind. That's not your typical, Oakley sports look. That's more the Magnum PI look.
A little more old school there. Huh?
Sweet. Fashion.
One of the great shows, I might add, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck, Kid Me, Higgins, right?
I'm with you.
Oh, that was good. Lynn strikes out swinging. One out here in the third. Time now for Blaine's Down on the Farm as we take a look at nice start for Yadiel Rivera with the Shuckers. Yeah, you hang a 421 average on someone, and look at the series. 7 for 10.
Yeah,
it's mobile.
Those guys have a long road trip, don't they?
Yes, they do.
What's their first 50-some
like
games on the road?
Games? Yes.
But a good start for Rivera. They got some good young talented shortstops down in the minor leagues with the Brewers. Arcia, good player, Sardinius. Saw those guys in spring training.
And Ron Renicky this weekend talking about the good gloves he has on the bench right now with the big league club. But yeah, that extends into the minor league system. Some fun young talent down there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Biloxi team is renovating their stadium, right?
Yes.
As Chris Davis watches strike 3.
Garrett Cole with back-to-back strikeouts here at inning number 3.
Well, they got Lynn on the fastball, got him swinging, and then it drops a 4-seamer, 2-seamer right on the outside corner. And Fox Tracks had it pretty close to the outside corner, too close to take.
Cole gets the benefit of the doubt. His 4th strikeout here of the ball game. Gerardo Parra sent Marte to the edge of the track to end the 1st inning.
Yeah, bucking a stiff breeze coming in from left. Almost knocked one out of here with the bases loaded.
Good cut on a 93-mile-an-hour offering from Garrett Cole, 1-1.
Yeah, of all the things these guys have going through their minds, it's the home runs. I know they're thinking about it. They might not be talking about it openly, but they realize that they need to hit home runs to score runs, and that's the way they're built. They just haven't been able to do it.
Going to have to really get into one today.
It's going to take somebody getting hot, a couple of home runs in a game, maybe today, and get him in bunches.
2-2 to Parra. Gerardo came in late defensively. Ball game last night. Logan Schaefer got the starting call in center. The Brewers, of course, without Carlos Gomez on the 15-day disabled list with a hamstring injury. Maybe a couple of 3 weeks, and learn more here in the near future. But
yeah, that doesn't help either.
No, not at all.
The effort to score runs. Carlos can get you runs in a lot of different ways.
And that overall energy in the clubhouse, around the batting cage. And Garrett Cole strikes out the side here in inning number 3. 5 punch-outs through the first 3 for Cole. Through 2.5, we are tied at 2. Presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. 2-2 the score. Brewers Pirates, bottom of inning number 3. Hey, tonight on Fox Sports Live, they've got all the news for the world of sports, including the highlights of a full day in Major League Baseball, NBA, and the NHL. Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Fans around here all excited about the big Penguins victory last night. Beat the Rangers.
Even that series.
Yeah.
Great time of year. It's been that way. NCAA basketball tournament wrapping up a couple weeks ago now, I guess. I was there, I guess.
Yeah.
So I would say, I guess the time has flown since then. NBA, NHL playoffs going, and Major League Baseball.
We had one of the early regionals here in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, they did. I believe BA was here, working that region.
Yeah. He's everywhere.
He really is.
And there's actually 3 of them. People don't realize he's actually triplets.
You know, I'm becoming more and more convinced that that's the case. What are you calling today? Oh, they're barehanded by Garza, and a play at first, and circle that. It's risky business doing that, but Matt makes the play out number 1.
Yeah, a little off balance, able to throw that big mid out there and able to get the out. He underhands it over to Lynn. Not hit all that hard. That's the good news. That's why he was able to make that play without fear of injury. Always good to get Marte out, particularly leading off an inning. That's a nice play, nice pitch, and that's worth another look.
Presented by Columbia St. Mary's. So Marte 0 for 2. So far so good, slowing down the hot hitting left fielder Pedro Alvarez. The fly ball to left in the first.
I don't care how hot you are, you're not going to hit that pitch very well.
No.
That was a good one.
Alvarez just 1 for 8 in this series. As we mentioned, he has hit Garza well. 8 for 19 now against him. It's a fly ball hit back in the center. Gerardo Parra going back at the wall. It's gone. That is the 17th career homer for Alvarez against the Brewers. It's the most in his career against any one team, and the Pirates regain the lead.
Man, that's how strong he is. I mean, he's bucking a stiff wind out there. That ball just kept carrying further and further. He got under it. And this year looked like Parra was going to be able to get there. It's a fast ball away. That's how strong Pedro Alvarez is. Watch how high this is. Parra's tracking it like he's going to be able to get to it and then gives up.
As we said, you got to get into one today, and Alvarez did. Pirates have a 3-2 lead.
Right down the middle.
Jordy Mercer. The ground ball to Segura at short. 2 men out.
Well, with kids and seniors discount days, kids 14 and under and seniors 60 and above, save 50% on tickets to all midweek day games. For the complete list of kids and seniors discount days, call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com/fan values.
Here's Chris Stewart. Going after the first pitch. Getting his first playing time with the Pirates this season. Coming off the disabled list. Appeared in 46 games last year. There's Russell Martin.
Yeah, really good defensive catcher is Stewart. Just haven't been able to hit enough to be in the everyday lineup.
Back up Russell Martin, who's moved on to the Toronto Blue Jays. We have Francisco Cervelli, who has the day off, and Stewart gets the chance. Didn't play a ton after the All-Star break last year. Didn't play a ton, period. But when he appeared, he was pretty good. Hit .385 over 21 games in that second half of the season.
Yeah, Russell Martin doesn't take many days off.
No, he won't.
Particularly when it's down the stretch.
Playoff chase baseball. Pirates got in as a wild card. Eliminated here in Pittsburgh. Madison Bumgarner and the San Francisco Giants. By the way, last night finally won. They had lost 8 in a row. The longest losing streak in 9 years for the Giants, but they were able to beat the Diamondbacks last night.
Well, it's not an even numbered year. That's the problem for the Giants.
Yeah, you're right.
They win every other year, right?
Yeah.
Those 3 of the last 5.
Even number years, look out. thrilling World Series. The Royals. Garza with a 1-2. We settle in now. You get the excitement of opening day or that first homestand for a team, and now you get ready for the third week of the big league season. You settle in. You know you have baseball.
Kind of get into the rhythm of the season,
yes.
The players, and the traveling party. Even you and I, you need to get into a groove, and I think we're just about there, don't you think?
We're working on it, yeah. I'm trying to play catch up there, but slowly but surely.
Yeah, you weren't exactly sitting around doing nothing all winter. I think you're good.
It's good to be at the ballpark.
Yeah.
The world's greatest office. I have no comment on that. Actually, I do, but none would be appropriate.
Right. And he looks so serious sitting there.
He does. Relax, lighten up. Stewart lifts a fly ball and actually a pop-up, and out in very shallow right is Scooter Gennett, and that will do it for the Pirates. Alvarez a solo homer. Pirates lead 3-2. Don't just live, shine. By Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Hupy and Abraham, 1-800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. Pirates regain the lead. Pedro Alvarez with a solo homer to center as we move to the top of the fourth. 3-2. Pirates leading the crew. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Milwaukee. Scooter Gennett, Luis Jimenez, and Matt Garza will face Garrett Cole. Brewers put a couple of runs on the board in the second after the Pirates jumped to a 2-0 lead. 2 in the top half of the bottom half of the first. Gennett singled to center to start that second inning. He likes facing the Pirates. 25 games against the Buccos. He's hit .324. 8 of those 25 games have been multi-hit efforts.
Well, Gennett had a nice year last year. Playing strictly against right-handed pitching. Easing them in. Ron Rennige's hoping he can handle lefties and stay in the lineup every day. Hector Gomez got the start last night with the left-hander Jeff Locke on the mound.
The Brewers will be getting a good dose of right-handers coming up, including that series with the Reds. Starting tomorrow, Willie Peralta and Anthony DeSclafani will worked the opener. Mike Fiers and Jason Marquis on Tuesday night. Jimmy Nelson, Johnny Cueto on Wednesday night. And then Thursday afternoon, they'll wrap up that series. Kyle Loesch against Homer Bailey. Bailey just getting back into the rotation, back from injury here this weekend for Cincinnati. Jeanette strikes out swinging. That's 4 straight. Cole punched out the side in the 3rd, and he starts the 4th by striking out Jeanette.
Yeah, the big fastball, and he puts it in a pretty good spot. He's starting to find the corners. We saw that against Chris Davis. Made a good pitch to Parr to strike him out. And look at this pitch right on the outside corner in the mid-90s.
Luis Jimenez. Singled to left. Second, came around to score. Getting his first start as Aramis Ramirez takes a breather.
Yeah, probably looking forward to getting 3-4 at bats today. Got a base hit his first time up. Can't tell you how important it is when you get your first start to get a knock, to get a hit early in the game. It relaxes you completely.
So lets you breathe a little bit. Speaking of getting into the rhythm, and this is hit in the air, center field. McCutchen has it tracked, and there are 2 men out.
Hey, make plans to be in Miller Park 1 week from today as the Brewers host the St. Louis Cardinals, and all fans get a Willie Peralta bobblehead courtesy of U.S. Cellular. Reserve your spot today at Brewers.com.
Mention this rhythm of the season. The Brewers had an off day on Tuesday in St. Louis after the Cardinals hosted Milwaukee in the home opener. The next scheduled off day for the crew will be on the 30th of this month.
Yeah.
So you hopefully here get into a groove.
Hey, you don't need off days early. I mean, those off days are around opening days and, you know, in case of weather. The guys want to keep playing. Get into that rhythm that we've been talking about.
Matt Garza, a little chopper right back to his counterpart, and another 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole and the Pittsburgh Pirates through 3.5. 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Brewers baseball presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Matt Garza back out on the hill for Milwaukee, and he's got one of the 2 Brewer victories, but Ron Roenicke said his slider and curveball not quite where he'd want him to be just yet. And in this game already, 71 pitches thrown through 3 innings. And one thing this team really needs is for their starters to go deeper in ball games right now. Remember, Matt Garza made some mechanical adjustments during the offseason. Thought he had a good spring training right now, and hopes to get a little bit deeper in this game. Again, 71 pitches 0-3. A lot of pitches right now for Garza.
Yeah, back-to-back starts. Kyle Loesch had a very high pitch first inning in last night's ball game. He was only able to go 6.
Is it fair to describe what Garza, Craig talking about Matt's discussion back in spring training, changing his delivery a little bit, cleaning it up a little bit? Is that as good a way as any maybe to describe it?
We can't tell much of a difference in his delivery, in all honesty. I mean, some of these things that they talk about, I mean, hitters and pitchers, it's so subtle that, you know, to the naked eye, you really can't tell what it is. But in their mind, it is an adjustment. I think more or less for Garza, this year from last year is an attitude adjustment a little bit. I mean, more focused. These are his words, not mine. More focused, more committed to winning. And he just has had a better demeanor around the ballpark this year than last. He's always been good around the guys, you know, the inner circle, the guys in the uniforms in the clubhouse. But I think more willing to mix it up with the likes of you and I and the people around the team, and just a different person out there.
Well, within the staff too, Rock, it's true that Garza and Kyle Loesch, they've done a good job of taking some of these younger pitchers under their wing, showing them the ropes. Here's how things work. Ground ball to Jeanette for out number 1.
Yeah, no doubt. That's all well and good, but it's all about W's at this level. It's an outcome-based industry, as is all. Everyone is. And it comes down to wins and losses.
That's given up 3 runs, but he has worked out of some jams too in this ball game, including the first when the Pirates scored 2 and looked like they could have a very big inning. The first 4 hitters reached, but Garza got out of trouble. And in the second, the Pirates had him loaded with 1 out. You got McCutchen to pop up and Neil Walker to strike out. And in the third, Pedro Alvarez took him over the center field wall. That's the difference at this stage of the game. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Josh Harrison fouls out of play. Harrison 2 hits and as many at bats. Doubled his last time in the second. Here's the 0-2. All speed pops him up, and Jeanette's just in foul territory. 2 men out.
Win taking that one too. That started out in fair territory, ended up in foul ground. Hey, today's time of the game winner, Sisters Saloon in St. Germain. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game this year. And this offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. 414-902-4572 the number. Everybody at Sisters Saloon.
2 outs with the bases empty for Gregory Polanco. Attacking the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Brewers trying to get 1 out of the 3 here. The Pirates winner on Friday night 6-3, 6-2 last evening. Leading 3-2 here early on in this series finale. Rolls that foul and 0-2. Blanco reached on an infield single in the first. And then was aboard on an error charged to Gene Segura in the second. And Garza punches him out here in the fourth. So a 1-2-3 inning for the first time today for Matt Garza. Gene Segura will try to get it going for the Crew. 3-2. Answered or a carsoup.com trivia question. One more time the question: which Pirates coach led the Madison Muskies to the Midwest League title game back in 1982? Brad Fisher.
Former Brewers coach.
Yeah, good guy.
He was around in the Ken Maka years, the 2 years that Ken Maka was manager.
McFarland, Wisconsin proud. Brad Fisher.
Yeah, you got some Brewers ties in that Pirates coaching staff. Nick Leyva, coached here with the Brewers. Ray Searage was a pitcher for the Brewers. I played with Ray Searage. I caught him. 84 and 85. There they are.
There they are.
They knew we were going to talk about him.
Positioned well. It's a tough play, and it is completed. Alvarez to the covering Garrett Cole. Segura is retired to begin the fifth.
And of course, you've got Corey Hart on the Pirates, active. Hasn't been playing a whole lot, Corey, because of that guy right there.
Yeah, Corey got a nice reception, I thought, last week in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, and fans appreciated what he did in his time as a Brewer. Jonathan Lucroy. Infield RBI single in the second. But they maybe could have ruled that an error on Josh Harrison, but they didn't, and Jonathan Lucroy will not complain.
Yeah, maybe that's why the Pirates only had 2 errors coming in. That looked like an error
friendly,
to me.
a little help.
I mean, a good throw, and Luke's out by a couple of steps, but hey, Luke will take the base hit.
1 error charge to the Pirates so far. The Brewers have been hit with 2. One ball, 1 strike. That RBI, just the second of this young season for Luke.
Well, it's all about staying back, being patient. We've seen Luke so far in the first couple of weeks swing more pitches out of the zone than we normally see. That's a sign of pressing a little bit.
Luke shoots one foul. Look out. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, one of the more disciplined hitters that the Brewers have up there. Doesn't swing out of the strike zone too often. Rarely strikes out. One of the toughest in the league last year. Just hasn't found that comfort level quite yet.
Already with a 2-2. And the count is full. Last year, Lucroy struck out only 71 times and nearly 600 at bats, 585 to be exact. And this will drop into right field, a base hit. Second hit of the afternoon for Jonathan Lucroy.
And that's what you need to do. Take it to the opposite field. Most of the Brewers that have been off to a decent start have been using the opposite field to their advantage. Davis, Segura, Ryan Braun's been shooting baseballs in that direction. There's a fastball in, and Lucroy staying on. That's a good sign. Not trying to pull it. I mean, that's typical of what Lucroy is able to do. He takes that pitch middle in and shoot it into right field.
One out and one on for Ryan Braun. He has homered 27 times in his career against the Pirates. Hitting better than 300 against Pittsburgh. Take a look at the Powerball leaderboard. You see Brawny with 19, including a couple of big ones here in his series last April against the Pirates. Carlos Gomez led the team with 23. Chris Davis and Aramis Ramirez also in that mix. You know, the long ball has been few and far between here for the Crew so far. That is sharply hit to Walker. 4-6-3 double play. that'll end things here in the fifth for the Brewers. No runs, a hit, none left. Still 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Pirates lead the Brewers. Fans, keep an eye out for the 50-50 sellers in their bright orange t-shirts. Purchase a $2 raffle ticket in support of the community. The odds are favorable. You could take home 50% of the day's ticket sales, and the other 50% will support health, education, recreation, and basic needs. Together we can make a difference in this community. Play Brewers Community Foundation 50-50 raffle presented by Northwestern Mutual. Homestand, of course, starts tomorrow. Brewers hoping to get one here before they head out.
All right, Craig, thanks much. Andrew McCutchen with a ground ball to Segura. It's short and quickly one out here in the fifth.
Yeah, since the first inning, Matt Garza's been able to retire the leadoff hitter each inning, including McCutchen. That's always a big out. You get that leadoff hitter out, it makes your job much easier to get through the inning, especially when it's McCutchen.
6 straight retired overall for Garza. Put him down in order in the fourth for the first time here today. Here's Neil Walker. Walked in the first, struck out an inning later.
He struck out with the bases loaded.
In that second inning, when Pittsburgh was threatening to have a big inning, bases loaded and 1 out.
Garza dropped a nice curveball on him to strike him out. Matt Meinke's saying he'd like to get Garza back throwing that curveball the way he can. I think he's got a pretty good one today. He's been able to keep it down. He hasn't made any mistakes with it.
He's been battling. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses.
Needs some quick innings, though. Got that pitch count starting to rise on him.
Here's pitch number 86 coming up. And that's back up the middle, and a base hit. Hit number 6 for the Pirates this afternoon. And the first for Neil Walker. Matt had 100 pitches in the game Monday at St. Louis. 5 2/3, 82 in his first outing of the year against the Rockies. There's Starling Marte. Bounce back to the mound on a play that Garza barehanded to get the out. Sharply hit to Jimenez at third. Over to Jeanette for 1 on to first, and that's a double play. Well executed. And that will end the 5th inning, so he gets a quick inning. Double play started by Luis Jimenez. 3-2. Brewers 2. Double play getting the Crew out of the bottom half of the 5th inning. Well, tomorrow, don't miss MLB Whip Around on Fox Sports 1 with highlights, instant analysis, and live look-ins from around the league. MLB Whip Around tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. We'll see if the Brewers can get some things cranked up as you look at the on-deck hitter, Chris Davis. And starting off this inning will be Adam Lind for the Crew. Luis Jimenez starting that around the horn double play. Sharply hit grounder off the bat of Starling Marte.
That's the only way you can turn 2 on him, if it's a bullet right at somebody, even the third baseman. Around the horn to get him.
They've cooled off Marte at least to this point of the ball game. Well, let's see if the Brewers can start heating up. Lind 1 for 2, a single to center, struck out in the 3rd. A broken bat roller to Walker, who bobbles, and the throw is in time for out number 1. Pittsburgh, a pretty clean team defensively this season, but they've had one error and maybe could have been charged with another, and that was bobbled by Walker, but able to recover and make the play at first.
A bad throw by Harrison cost Garrett Cole a run. That was back in the 2nd inning.
Here's Chris Davis. Walked in the 1st. Took a called 3rd strike in the 3rd. One of 6 strikeouts recorded by Garrett Cole here this afternoon. Davis with 4 hits in this series.
There's something about the approach for Chris today. He's not real happy with himself. He's stepping out, kind of closing his eyes, trying to concentrate, maybe stay back, keep that front shoulder closed.
Yeah, those 4 hits, 3 came on Friday. As a matter of fact, those were his first 3 at bats. Last night struggled against Jeff Locke, but Locke has really had his number when they have gone head to head. Here's the 1-2. Little chopper charging is Jordy Mercer. 2 men out.
When you have home run hitters that have not hit homers, it starts to get into your head a little bit. Guys realize that that's what they do, and they hit home runs, and they're just not coming. Guys have been hitting some baseballs hard, but I guess centering on them a little bit too much, not getting under them. Ryan Braun almost hit a couple in the first game of this series, back to the warning track, but nothing else really close.
Well, last Sunday, Carlos Gomez against the Pirates. Here's Gerardo Parra. Cole bringing it mid-90s, strike 1. Well, it goes to your point about Renicky, though. The manager can make out a lineup, but if the team's not hitting, the team's not hitting, and that's just the way it's been. Sad but true right now for the Brewers.
Well, there was a stretch where they weren't playing very good defense, but that's pretty much done. I mean, they're much more solid defensively as this road trip has gone on. We mentioned Segura had some throwing problems in St. Louis, but it's just a matter of getting the bats going. You look at Garza's start. Through 5 innings, he's given up 3 runs. Ordinarily, if you're pitching for the Brewers, you're going to win games when you give up 3 runs.
He's worked his way out of some trouble, keeping his team very much in this thing. By the way, when the Brewers turned that double play on Starling Marte in the 5th, talked about Marte's speed. It's only the 17th time in over 1,200 at bats he has hit into a double play, the first one this year. So he was hit sharply. You had to move quickly. Jimenez did at Jeanette and return over to first. Foul ball at first. Full count to the center fielder. Starting for the 6th time, appearing in his 11th game. Cole ready with a payoff. Umpire gets a piece. Last year between the Diamondbacks and the Brewers, Parra hit .261. Currently the average right at 200. Again the 3-2. Ground ball to second, gobbled up by Walker. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole. We are through 5.5. Remains 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Sixth inning here in Pittsburgh, and the Brewers turned a nice double play to end the 5th inning. Luis Jimenez playing third base for Aramis Ramirez here in today's game. Had a nice teaching moment in between innings, but here's a look at our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. This is going to help a pitcher out whose pitch count is bordering near 90 already for Matt Garza. Good start there for Jimenez on the double play. He came in the dugout, sat down for a moment, and then Aramis Ramirez called him over, and you could tell there was a teaching moment going on there. And you know, Ramirez getting a day off here today. He's going to retire at the end of the season. You know, it's bothering him to be in this early season slump. You know, it's bothering his teammates as well. But Ron Ronicky, more than anything else, just wants him to relax and enjoy this game right now. It's going to be his last season, and he thinks, you know, a couple of base hits, whatever it takes to get him going. But he also needed the day off today, but still helping out Jimenez in between innings.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with some of the young Latin players with the Brewers, and in particular Gene Segura, helping him navigate through his troubles on and off the field last year. Some of those personal situations he was dealing with, and doing the same for Hector Gomez and Luis Jimenez this year.
It's good to see someone like Ramirez, who has put up some very impressive career numbers. Pedro Alvarez at the plate. He homered to center, and that to this point is the difference in the game.
And that doesn't mean he hasn't been a good influence on the other guys either. I mean, it's just that, you know, I think when you have young players that come up, and it's not just the baseball that they have to adjust to, it's the cultural differences here in the United States. To have a guy, a veteran guy like Ramirez to lean on, that means that's a big deal.
Full count to Alvarez. I enjoyed the chat that you and BA had with Aramis in spring training, one of the televised games in the Cactus League. And he asked him, is there any chance you might change your mind? You want to keep going? He says, no, I really, this is a great run. I love the game. I've been in it a long time. Just want to enjoy this year and hopefully win a lot of games and put up big numbers, and then just enjoy time with the family, be with the family again. And
well, he's been in professional baseball since he was 16.
Yeah.
That's all he's known, so he wants to spend some time with the family. Can't blame him.
Alvarez draws a walk to start the home half of the 6th. It is the 3rd walk given up by Matt Garza here today. See that pitch count now at 93. He got through the 5th, needing only 6 pitches. Ground ball from McCutchen, and after Walker's single, he got Marte to hit into that around the horn double play.
Yeah, first leadoff hitter that he allowed to reach since the 1st inning.
And in that inning, the first 4 reached for the Pirates. And Mercer gets drilled. And he's feeling it.
Well, Garza just trying to throw a strike, knowing that Mercer was going to be dropping down a bunt. And here we go again.
Athletic trainer out to take a look at Jordy Mercer.
Not sure where it got him, but he was squared around the bunt, so it might have got him right in the chest.
They are taking a good long look at the Pirates shortstop.
Yeah, got him right in the ribs. Didn't get him in the chest, a little bit lower, but probably got a rib or two.
The obvious reaction there from Garza. I mean, that's the last thing he wanted to do. Frustrated with himself. The Pirates have runners at first and second. And the question is, will Mercer be able to continue?
Yeah, guy giving himself up, particularly with the bottom of the order coming up. I mean, that's certainly not intentional, but Mercer, if he's able to continue, will get first base. If he doesn't, somebody will. Then you have Chris Stewart to come up and bunt.
Andrew Lambeau has a bat in hand. Stewart in the 8-hole, followed by Garrett Cole, perhaps. But Mercer's day is done, as they're going to have to guide him off the field.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. Very easy to break a rib or crack a rib in those situations. Not to say that that's what he did, but not a lot of muscle around there, a lot of bone.
Jung Ho Gung will come in for Mercer. Gung will be the runner at first as Garza will try to settle, and he'll deal with the catcher Chris Stewart,
who, if he is bunting, will be somewhat loose in that batter's box.
A ground ball to third and a pop up to second. That has been Stewart's day. Brewers expecting Stewart to try to lay one down. And he pulls back, but it gets away from Luke Croy, and the runners advance. Bounced up there. Jonathan blocked it, but it trickles away, and now the Pirates have him on second and third.
Yep, don't have to bunt now. You get 3 cracks at it. Breaking ball in the dirt, squirts away from Lucroy far enough. And big trouble for Garza.
Wild pitch charged to Garza. Well, he's worked out of some jams here so far today. And he's in another one right now. Infield in.
Man, big risk now, but the way the Brewers have been swinging the bats, Ron Reneke's forced to bring his infield in and try and cut down that run. Typically, you don't want to do that with second and third and nobody out. But you do have the bottom of the order up.
Line drive and a base hit. And this will score 2. Big 2-run single for Chris Stewart. 5-2 Pirates.
Yep, walk, hit batter. Wild pitch and a base hit. It's kind of the way things have gone for the Brewers so far this year. That fastball middle in, and Stewart turns it around down the line, and those are 2 big runs for the Pirates with the way the Brewers have been swinging the bats. Ouch. All coming from the bottom of the order.
So the Pirates push the lead to 3. It's Neil Kotz getting loose in the Milwaukee bullpen, and Corey Hart in the pinch hit. Former Brewer takes is now. Stewart was hung up and then retreated as the throw went down to second. That allows Stewart to retreat as he went about a third, maybe a bit more than a third down the or up the line.
He was hung up, and I guess if Lucroy had it to do over again, he holds on to it and just runs towards Stewart, have him commit himself and get the out, but he throws to second base.
Everybody just a little bit jumpy right now.
Yeah, just pressing, just trying to do a little bit more than you have to, and that's what happens. Nothing good happens when you kind of get in those situations, but it's natural.
Corey Hart on Monday collected his 1,000th career hit. It was a home run against Anibal Sanchez. Nice book into his first 1,000. His first hit was a big fly, and number 1,000, same thing.
Yeah. I'd imagine the Brewers are going to be happy that Garrett Cole's out of the ball game. I mean, we faced the minimum in the last 4 innings. But his pitch count at 95, and Clinton Hurdle figures that's enough.
6 innings, 5 hits. He gave up just the 1 hit after that first inning, Lucroy, but he was erased on a double play. There's a ground ball to second. Segura flips to Jeanette, 1 on to first, and that is a double play. 6-4-3. Corey Hart grounds into a double play. 2 men out with the bases empty here in the 6th.
Corey doesn't run like he used to, and this is about as easy as it gets for Segura and Jeanette. 2 good throws, and back-to-back innings for the Brewers with double play ball.
Top of the order, Josh Harrison. A pretty good day at the plate so far. First pitch swinging down the line, diving stop, Jimenez, and he throws him out. Oh, what a play, both ends. Jimenez, and then Lynn digs out the low throw. Oh, you circled that play. Luis Jimenez flashing the glove at third. Takes away a double from Josh Harrison to end the 6th. Brewers have work to do. Let's see if Jimenez gets him started. 2. Chris Stewart, a big 2-run single, but a little highlight at the end of the inning. Time for our Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game. Luis Jimenez lays out and takes a double away from Josh Harrison. That is a terrific play.
And a good scoop on the other end by Adam Lynn. So Jimenez gets his first start. He's made an impact. He's turned a double play. He's made a nice play to end the 6th. He's got a base hit and he scored a run. So utility player, doesn't play much. Doing his part today. That's a heck of a play.
It was fun to watch that kind of defensive effort. Jimenez will be hitting second in this inning. Scooter Gennett will lead things off. Jared Hughes now on for the Pirates.
Well, Clint Hurdle very pleased with the way his bullpen is shaping up so far this year. That's why he doesn't have any problem taking Garrett Cole out with the lead. 7th appearance for Hughes and a nice earned run average.
Cole goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1, struck out 6. Jung Ho Gong now in at shortstop for Jordy Mercer. He was hit by a pitch, looked like in definitely the midsection, maybe the ribs. So Gong came in to pinch run, and he stays in the game at short. 0-2 the count to Scooter Gennett. Scooter singled to center in the 2nd, the fly ball to center in the 4th. Brewers with 5 hits today, all singles. Clint Hurdle turns it over to his bullpen.
Yeah, 5 hits, 3 of them coming in the 2nd inning.
That was when the Brewers scored their only 2 runs so far. It was Scooter starting that inning with that single to center. And then as followed. They got one of their runs on a ground ball from Gene Segura and an infield hit from Lucroy. So both runs coming with the ball not leaving the infield. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gennett. Facing Jared Hughes, who last year 7-5 at a sub-2 ERA, appearing in 63 games.
They tossed a 3 up, 3 down 7th inning on Friday night here.
Comes the 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging.
That sweeping slider from Hughes. He's got a low 90s fastball with movement. Good changeup, and that slider that he just was able to strike out Scooter Gennett. Going down as he gets to home plate.
At the plate, presented by Wendy's, Luis Jimenez. In addition to the terrific play to end the last inning for the Pirates, he has singled and scored. With a fly ball to center his last trip in the 4th. Shortens up and takes a strike.
And why not get something going? Need base runners. Harrison way behind the bag at 3rd.
Active first start as a Brewer for Luis Jimenez.
You get a start, you play the way Jimenez has so far, you really start to feel like you're part of the ball club. You participate, you get a start, and do well, and we don't feel that way until you get that first start.
Who knows? Maybe the start of something good this year for Jimenez. Count of 1-2 on him.
Hector Gomez has had some good games.
A day off for Ramirez. Feel good about how Jimenez has played. Has him under his wing, but Jimenez strikes out, and Hughes has punched out the first 2 Brewers he's faced. Now that is 8 total strikeouts for Pirates pitching. 2 outs and the bases are empty, and a pinch hitter, Matt Garza's day is done. As Logan Schaefer will step in. So he's still looking for his first hit, but he's laid down a couple of sacrifice bunts. Moving runners over when the chance is there to do so. Very good defensive player. And all the positions out there.
They've got to start. They got to start on this road trip. What was that yesterday, right? Against the lefty, Jeff Locke.
Yes. Jared Hughes ready with the 0-1. A little shift on here for Schaefer. See, that's Jung Ho Gung behind the bag at second. One-two coming. Heads up in the dugout. Very quiet offense, almost silent since the second inning for the Brewers. Just the one hit since the second inning, a single from Lucroy, who was then erased on a double play off the bat of Ryan Braun. Six straight Brewers have been retired. The combination of Garrett Cole and now Jared Hughes on in relief. Schaefer lifts a fly ball to left. Marte, routine. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. Well, the Brewers' offensive struggles continue. Just 5 hits to show through 7 innings. Pirates with a 5. PNC Park. As we honor America, the playing of God Bless America.
And now here to lead us with God Bless America is Bill Stevens.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. Bottom of the seventh in Pittsburgh, Pirates lead the Brewers 5-2. 4 hitters coming up for the Pirates, facing the left-hander Neil Kotz on relief of Matt Garza. And Polanco going after the first pitch. A bouncer to Jimenez, out number 1.
Yeah, Kotz last pitched on Thursday against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Retired. The only batter that he faced was Strandon, inherited base runner. 6th appearance for Kotz. And a 193 earned run average. Look at his strikeouts, 7 punch outs, and just shy of 5 innings of work.
So we close the book on Matt Garza today. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. So it goes all the way to the backstop. And get the reaction you would expect from the home crowd. McCutcheon got clipped by a pitch from Tyler Thornburg last night. Working him inside.
Kotz has been throwing the baseball pretty well after having a pretty rough spring training. Of course, the veteran, a career high in appearances last year with the Rangers.
Yeah, 73 as a matter of fact. That had him in the top 5 in appearances in the American League. You think of his story, and it's quite a lesson in perseverance. Guy who had Tommy John surgery, multiple hip surgeries. Part of a world championship team with the White Sox back in 05. Appeared in every game, actually had a winning decision. Game 2 of what was a 4-game sweep. Then went through the injury troubles.
Can't have too many veterans in your bullpen.
No. 3-2 to McCutcheon. This is lofted in to shallow center. And Gerardo Parra takes care of it. 2 men out.
Yep, good breaking pitch.
Let's take a look at the Marshfield Clinic. Leaders in relief. Walks per 9 innings. Group we're looking at right here. Only the Rockies have been more effective in that stat category. See the league average, and the Brewers looking pretty good compared to league average.
Yep, throwing a lot of strikes, that's for sure. One thing you can't do coming out of the bullpen, particularly with men on, is start get behind hitters and walking batters. The Brewers haven't done that.
Neil Walker. Singled back in the 5th. Also was walked and struck out. Walker swings and hits this in the air. Shallow left. Segura will take charge, and a 1-2-3 frame from Neil Kotz. To the 8th we go. Brewers down by 3. Moving on to the top of the 8th inning here in Pittsburgh. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Milwaukee Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Milwaukee Brewers, LLC. Top of the order for the Brewers, Gene Segura will lead things off. Let's take a look at the Powerball home run count. Segura with one of the 3 the Brewers have this season. That was a no-doubter. Miller Park last week.
Yeah, that was on Saturday night at Miller Park against the Pirates. Gomez would hit one the next day on Sunday, and that's the last one the Brewers have been able to hit. No home runs on this road trip.
The official word on Jordy Mercer, and if you were watching, you'd probably figure it out. Pain in the rib cage area. That's why he was out. He took a pitch from Matt Garza in that area. So Jung Ho-Gong has come in, and Tony Watson on the mound for the Pirates.
Yep, hard throwing lefty. 8th appearance for Watson. Pirates have 2 lefties down in their bullpen, both veterans. Tony Watson and Bastardo down there, the former Philly.
Segura looking for his first hit today. Did drive in a run in the second on a ground ball to short. Watson has been almost untouchable here at PNC Park, going back over his last 52 games, an ERA of 0.69. As a matter of fact, the last 26 overall, he's only been scored upon twice.
He's been a good one. I mean, a hard thrower. They had he and Justin Wilson for many years here in Pittsburgh. Wilson not here any longer.
All-Star last year. 3-1 the count to Segura. This has popped up and will be in foul territory where Pedro Alvarez will take care of it. Out number 1. Bats remain extremely quiet here for Milwaukee. There's 5 hits. No extra base hits today. Jonathan Lucroy. Infield single. Brought in a run in the second. And he represents the last Brewer with a hit since that second inning. 5th inning single to right, and then right after that, Ryan Braun rolled into a 4-6-3 double play. Garrett Cole went the first 6. Hughes worked the second. Watson the 8th. Matt Garza the first 6 for the Brewers. Neil Kotz at a 1-2-3 7th out of the pen. Two and 1 to Lucroy.
And 94 miles an hour for Tony Watson. That's getting it up there pretty good for a lefty. And fastball, changeup, slider for the Pirates left-hander.
Mid-90s again. Pirates pitching has faced the minimum since the second inning. Lucroy with a fly ball to center, and McCutchen 2 outs. Just have to try to keep punching. Much else to do here.
Just keep going, man. There's nothing else to do. That's the way the game is. You're going to have stretches where you're not swinging the bats, but you figure you didn't want to have it happen right as the season starts.
They've got to think players don't think a lot about it, even though they're asked every day about last September and the offensive collapse, whatever you want to call it, last September. I don't know, Rocky, tell me. I don't think players every day are going to the ballpark thinking about that, even though they're being reminded of it.
Talked to Ryan Braun about that on Friday.
Yeah.
He said, no, we don't think about it, but we're asked about it all the time and forced to talk about it and think about it. That's just the way it is. I mean, kind of reminiscent. I mean, the way the season ended and the way it's starting, so you figure it's only natural that people are going to ask. But no, they don't come to the ballpark thinking about it.
Braun is swing and a miss. And another 1-2-3 inning for Pirates pitching. We move to the bottom of the 8th. 5-2 Pittsburgh. All right, Jeff, thanks much. And yeah, I agree with how you worded that. I mean, we're talking about what the Brewers aren't doing, but on the other hand, the other guys are pitching pretty well. The Pirates have turned in some good performances here this weekend. We've seen more of it from Garrett Cole here today and others. And tough combination. Michael Blazek now on the mound here for the Crew.
Another guy that's performed pretty well to start the season, a 180 earned run average in his 5th appearance here today. 4 strikeouts, no walks, so he's throwing the baseball over the plate in 5 innings of work so far.
He'll start off against Starling Marte. Looking for some good news. He's been quiet today after driving in a career best 5 runs last night. He has 7 RBIs here in the series, so 7 of the 9 that he has this season came on Friday and Saturday night.
Well, game of averages, right? You're not going to be able to do that every night.
Came in slumping, got hot, was cooled off a bit here this afternoon. Cubs and the Padres are tied at 2 in the top of the 6th at Wrigley Field. And the Reds and Cardinals will wrap up their series in St. Louis tonight. There's a ground ball foul at third. We'll see the Reds tomorrow. It's 4 games. Brewers and Reds at Miller Park. Stretch of games, a 22-game stretch in all. The Brewers will face Central Division rivals.
Yeah, Joey Votto with 4 home runs, so he's starting to be more aggressive at the plate, something that the Reds have been looking for him to do.
It's been one of the real fun back and forth that's been going on with baseball fans. There was an interesting story a few weeks ago in USA Today about it. There's been a lot of stories, lots been written and said about it. Votto, there's a strikeout there from Starling Marte. Pick up that point on Votto here in a moment.
Hey, next weekend, Yadier Molina and the Cardinals come to Miller Park for a National League Central showdown with Jonathan Lucroy and the crew. To reserve your spot at this weekend's matchup of division rivals, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com today. 2 pretty good catchers.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Well, back to the Votto, Brandon Phillips. Their approaches are so different. Votto very much in the sabermetrics, get on base, take walks, which to some can drive people crazy. To others, like, okay, do what you have to do to get on. Brandon Phillips, more you driving in runs, let her rip, doesn't worry a ton about average. But Votto showing a little power early this season. Billy Hamilton left yesterday's game against St. Louis. He is the ever popular day-to-day, according to manager Brian Price, groin injury.
Got 8 stolen bases, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good start. I think people have been getting on Votto because basically the contract. If he didn't have that huge contract, I don't think anybody would be saying anything. But
there we go. Alvarez, a fly ball back into center field. Parra going back at the wall, and he makes the catch.
Not too many better than Parra. Kind of crashing into that wall. You hope he's all right. Brewers already down 1 center fielder. He makes it look easy. Never seems to panic out there in center field. I mean, takes a good route on the baseball, knows where to play these hitters, and able to grab that one up against the center field wall. Alvarez already with a home run to center today. Knows exactly where he is. He measured that warning track and never panicked and was able to make the catch.
There's padding there, but he still hit it hard.
Beloved just before he.
Nice play.
Yeah, got the shoulder. It looked like the shoulder went right into that stiff padding.
That's what Gold Glovers do, make plays like that. Gerardo Parra runs down a deep fly off the bat of Alvarez.
You know, what makes that play so much more difficult is how shallow he plays. Playing a little bit more shallow right here for Gung, but he was playing relatively shallow for a power hitter like Alvarez. A lot of room behind him because he's comfortable in going back on the baseball.
Terrific play by an outstanding outfielder. Jung-Ho Gung coming in place of Jordy Mercer. Took a pitch to the ribcage area. Gung, you see his playing time has been minimal. Talk around here as he takes a walk. You wonder how much longer the Pirates have been adamant about Gung's going to stay up with the big club. There has been at least some speculation that they might send him down just to get a more regular at bats. For now, he's with the big league team and he draws a 2-out walk.
A lot of money and a big commitment they made on him for a guy that's going to be on the bench as long as Jordy Mercer is able to get the job done.
Gung coming over from the Korean Baseball Organization, had those huge numbers last year, the 40 homers in 117 games. 4-year contract. Chris Stewart, a 2-run single, his last at bat in the 6th inning in what was at the time a 1-run game. The single scored 2 and has turned it into what the count is now, 5-2 Pittsburgh.
That's the only hit in the inning.
A walk, a hit by pitch. A wild pitch, putting runners at second and third, and Stewart brought him around. Michael Blazek trying to dispose of Stewart here and get out of the inning. One and one the count. This is Stewart's first game off the DL, activated on Friday. Francisco Cervelli getting the day off. Blazek ready with a 1-1. Ground ball to short. Segura flips to Jeanette. The inning over. Blazek issues a walk, but that's it. Last chance for the Brewers. They need 3 to tie. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Sean Rodriguez, super utility man, in the lineup now at first base for the Pirates. And the new pitcher, you guessed it, looking to close it out, Mark Melancon.
Yeah, Melancon picked up the save on Friday night. He's 1 for 1. Off to a bit of a rough start. A .623 earned run average. Became the full-time closer last year, replacing Jason Grilli.
All right, let's look for something bright here. The Brewers actually last year hit .290 against Melancon. That was the highest average any one of the National League had against the Pittsburgh closer. 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the order for the Crew. Remember, at this time last year, Jason Grilli had that role. Really with 4 saves, I want to say, early on for the Braves this season. But Ryan Braun had a couple of big homers, a couple of blown saves against Grilli this time last year in a wild 4-game set that the Brewers were able to win 3. But the offense continues to be very, very quiet for Milwaukee today. 2 runs on 5 hits. All singles. There's a bouncing ball. Rodriguez gets activity right away. Melancon covering. 1 out.
Melancon, a 3-pitch pitcher. He's got a good moving fastball, low 90s. Pretty good changeup and a slider.
One out for Chris Davis. Davis has walked, struck out, and hit a ground ball to short. And a swing and a miss. 7-game homestand starts tomorrow. First of 4 against Cincinnati, and then the Cardinals come in next weekend. And then it's right back on the road for yet more Central Division matchups. Return trip to play the Reds at Great American Ballpark, and then a weekend series in Wrigley Field. Davis with a base hit to center. The first hit of the afternoon for Chris Davis.
Yep, they say one a day, right?
Yes, sir. Here's a look at what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. Anthony DeSclafani up for the Marlins, now in the Reds rotation, taking on Willie Peralta. Jason Marquis and Mike Fiers on Tuesday. Cueto and Nelson on Wednesday night. And then Homer Bailey squares off with Kyle Loesch on Thursday afternoon. We'll get it started tomorrow at 5:30.
Yeah, look at Johnny Cueto, 0-2, but a 2-something.
Yeah, he is quite the pitcher. A 20-game winner last year for the Reds.
He's not getting much run support.
No. Gerardo Parra made a terrific catch up against the wall. Bottom of the 8th inning. Fly ball off the bat of Alvarez. Lanson trying to close this out. Brewers trying to get a little something going. There's a ground ball to second. There's one. There's two. And that's the game. 4-6-3 double play as the Pirates sweep the series here in Pittsburgh. 6 hits, all singles, as the offensive woes continue for Milwaukee. We'll try to get it back in order tomorrow, starting a series against the Reds at Miller Park. 5-2 Pirates. Let's throw it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. Jeff Grayson standing by.